So a trailer has leaked for Modern Warfare's Season 2, and I don't want to show it here in case Activision's being really anal and showing it a day early on my channel might get flagged, and I don't want that on my head. So the video's on Twitter, the video's on Charlie Intel, just go ahead and look it up. Also, I'm pretty sure the trailer is going to come out today because the season launches on February 11th, and I'm uploading this on the 10th, so I'm sure the trailer is already out and you guys have already seen it. The big thing I want to talk about that I'm excited about is that a long time ago, feels like now, when I first played Spec Ops, I entered the Superstore in one of the missions. I believe it's Operation Paladin. I entered the Superstore and immediately said this. This would be a cool fucking multiplayer map, so this would be.
Alright, this warehouse would be dope.
Yeah. That is from my Spec Ops' really bad video where my friends and I took our first go at Spec Ops. At least I took my first go at Spec Ops alongside them. And I still stand by that could be a really good hectic multiplayer map as long as it's sort of laid out like Shoot House in terms of that sort of scale, sort of a 3-lane closed-in design. I think that could really work inside of the Superstore. If it plays like Shipment, I'm going to be angry, but I think it makes a good 6v6 or maybe even a 5v5 map. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Also, Rust got confirmed, and Rust, yeah, we knew that was coming, and the new gun I was actually pretty excited about. Not because I think we need another 5.56 assault rifle like they're adding, but I guessed it. I said it was the ACR, but then during my video where I was ranting about my current disappointment about Season 2, and I still have a fair amount, but either way, I said it was the ACR, but I showed a picture on screen of a SIG 553 or an SG 553 sort of carbine, and I thought it also kind of looked like that, and that's what it ended up being. So in my commentary, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's the ACR, but in my head while I was editing, it's like, that's a SIG. That at least has a chance of being a SIG assault rifle carbine type deal. So I'm happy that that's coming into the game because we haven't had one of their model weapons since Black Ops 2 with the SWAT 5.56. I still think we should have gotten a sniper rifle or like a pistol or something more interesting, but whatever, I guess it's fine. Also, we're getting the UMP-45, which I'm happy with. A nice heavy-hitting SMG would serve me well personally. I think that could be a lot of fun. Something that doesn't require a conversion kit to hit hard unlike the AUG, and something that isn't just about sustained fire or high rate of fire or irrelevant fire like in the case of the Uzi. So hopefully the UMP is well balanced, it doesn't go too far outside of the effective range and all of that good stuff, but who knows, it's Infinity Ward and weapon balance is hard, so we'll see what happens. I'm jumping around all over the place here while I'm talking, but I still don't like this new Ghost. I think he looks like an Army of Two cosplayer. It's cringy, it's trying too hard, I don't like it, and I don't like that they're introducing him into a multiplayer season instead of waiting for the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, unless Modern Warfare 2 has already gotten canceled by Activision and that's why we're getting him in multiplayer. If in that case, then that's just incredibly sad. But I doubt that, because apparently Modern Warfare is making more money than Black Ops 4 did, despite not having any weird predatory microtransactions, so go fucking figure. Modern Warfare ended up being the most profitable Call of Duty in the last 6 years, and they're gonna try to capture that lightning in a bottle again. We'll talk about that more in a second. That isn't a deviation, I need to talk about that in a second. But we also have a sort of Scrapyard remake. If you guys remember Scrapyard from Modern Warfare 2, that's fine, but it looks more like the Spec Ops mission for Modern Warfare 2, where you're in, and it's also the campaign mission, I guess, as well in Modern Warfare 2, with all of the downed plane parts that are scattered around. It's a plane boneyard, basically. It's an airplane boneyard. It's a graveyard for planes. It's a place where it's a junkyard. It's a junkyard for plane parts. Anyway, they seem to be turning that type of area plus Scrapyard, the map for Modern Warfare 2, I believe, is also kind of mixed in there to make one big ground war map, but not too big. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more hectic, a little bit more close quarters, so I'm sure some people will really like that. I think it looks like it's going to be a little clusterfucky, but sure, it looks like it could also be a lot of fun. Now, the thing that intrigued me in the trailer, and hopefully by the time this video's up, I will already have information based on this. This is just my personal thing. In the trailer, it says new ways to play, and then it shows night vision, like, you know, the NVG mode, but it looks like they're on Azir Cave. But I'm hoping they've added NVG to more maps. That would make me really happy because NVG is one of my favorite things in Modern Warfare, and yet it's only able to be played on a couple maps, and some of those maps aren't really my favorite. So I'm hoping that what we saw in this leaked trailer has now been confirmed to be like 2 or 3 more NVG maps, even just one. Like they took Arklov or Grozna or one of the ground war maps and made it night mode. That would be so cool. So hopefully that's what that was and wasn't just, you know, fodder footage while they talked about new ways to play. But this trailer really only shows us the Superstore map, the Rust remake, the new ground war map, also a new gunfight map that takes place in the Bazaar area around Ramazah, I believe. So that's kind of cool. They're kind of remaking 6v6 maps into gunfight maps is what that looks like to me, and I'm okay with that. I think that's what gunfight should be like. That way the developers don't need to spend too much time on gunfight maps. They are simple in their nature, and there's already a good amount of them. Yeah, but either way, other than that, there's not much being shown off. I'm not going to count cosmetics and skins and stuff, because who cares? And the new weapons I think will be fun, but unless they have some interesting customization options, I'm pretty sure they're going to be run-of-the-mill automatic SMG and AR, whatever. But when it comes to people wanting to buy the next Modern Warfare, I think Infinity Ward needs to hop out in front of some of the community's complaints. Because although their sales might do well, their reputation online, I believe, is now deteriorating. Because even people like me that were like, hey, the game's fine, just, you know, relax, be calm, be patient, let them get through their launch month and the holiday months, you know, then big changes will happen. We're kind of hopeful. We don't think the game's perfect, but we definitely think it's good. It's going to be hard to maintain that optimism if Season 2 doesn't come with some good fixes and changes, because the hardcore community, I don't believe that we're the core community. I think the core community is a lot more casual than people want to realize or talk about, I guess, or they realize it and don't want to talk about it. I don't know. But the hardcore community definitely doesn't feel heard right now, and I'm starting to feel like I'm a part of that group. I don't really feel like I'm waiting anymore. I feel like I'm being let down. Or at least I will, unless Season 2 does something kind of amazing. I am talking about Dead Silence changes, I'm talking about the mini-map, I'm talking about Ghost Perk, I'm talking about things we've been talking about since the beta. At least a meaningful overhaul to spawns, or tweaks for maps like Piccadilly, or something like that. Something needs to happen that we've been asking for, so that Infinity Ward can instill us with confidence instead of concern. Regardless of what gets announced, regardless of the patch notes, regardless of what content you want to see and don't want to see, if Infinity Ward wants me to be as excited for their next game as I was for this one, they need to do better in this one. They need to show me the support that they showed me during Infinite Warfare. They need to show me that their heart's in it and that they're listening, and that is an important thing for me. Now, as someone that wants to cover FPS games for the foreseeable future, I will buy the next several Call of Duty games, because I believe people like me can make videos and encourage people to buy or not buy based on different factors. But here's the thing. Season 2 and how it goes and what the patch is like and what they say around this time within the next week, so from the launch of Season 2 and a week after, will heavily influence my should you buy Modern Warfare video, because I wasn't going to make one early on because a lot can change. But after their second season has already started and I'm getting into it and playing with new weapons, that's when I want to be able to make my should you buy video. And again, how they interact with us, how they coordinate with us, how they let us in on their secrets, how they release content is going to be important. It's already a bit of a stain on this game that this season doesn't seem like it has any new content. Stuff reused from Spec Ops, stuff from older Call of Duty games, and the only thing I don't think we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game is an SG-553. Everything else is a rehash of Ghost, a rehash of Rust, a rehash of a Spec Ops map, a rehash of a Modern Warfare 2 campaign and multiplayer map. It's not new content, and even one of the things I want the most, more maps for night vision, would just be existing maps that are already in the game, but dark. Other than Farmland and Port and Shoot House, nothing has been an actual new experience. And while there are tons of remastered maps I'd like to see, tons of things I'd like them to add and update, I still am wondering, what is this game going to be like in the next year? And how will Infinity Ward win back a lot of people's confidence with how they respond to feedback in the next coming weeks and months? Those are the questions in my mind, and to prove to everyone that I'm a YouTube god, I'm going to stop this before it gets to 10 minutes because I'm just feeling like a lot of YouTubers use this platform to simply make money. They stretch their videos out, they reiterate points in order to get the videos to the 10-minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, see you, bye.